Hello, good morning, good evening, and good afternoon. And wherever you are in this wide, wonderful world, you are very welcome to the Soft System Size to Sales. I said it all in one go today. Bit of a tongue twister. So, today, what we're talking about is, and we've spoken about lots of different areas within the sales process, but today we're talking about the area of soft closing. And what does that mean? So there's lots of different areas. There's a hard close, which is really, I would say, is pretty much 1980s approach. But the soft way of closing is to make all the elements come together and all the processes come together in one clean way. So it's organic and the customer buys as opposed to you sell. And I think, again, if you use the word sell, the receptors come up in people's heads and you start to get a reverse effect. So, Shay, the question is for yourself as well. We're talking about soft selling and soft closing. And I think it should always be in around that area to help people come up with the idea that they need to buy. So,
Yeah,
the question is,
that's it,
unpacking back to
Jason, right?
yourself.
Yeah. Well, Jason, you mentioned it there a few seconds ago, like that. What we've been doing over the last while, we've been teaching people about the soft and system side to the funnel, bringing people along a journey, that buying journey, and having that experiential process going all the way through. So for me, the soft sell is all of that, Jason. It's the consultations, it's learning their pain points, it's trying to find the right solution for their problem, right? To give them pain relief. It's not about my product, like if you go to the hard side, it's like my product's the best in the world. You should buy it, and I'm going to give it at this price just for today only,
Yep.
And if you don't buy now, that's it. I can't do it at this price tomorrow or the next day. So that's all about your interest, not the customers, right? So the soft sell is all the way through, and the actual point of the sale, Jason, is the sort of icing on the cake for it. It's not the whole process, just the icing on the cake. And it's like, what about, like, if I was talking to a client, I've done the prescription, I've done the presentation, and then it'd be like a question where I go, well, how does this sound to you? Would you like to take this further? Would you like to give me a try? Would you like to try a pilot study to proof of concept? It's not about now I'm going to give you 20% discount, X, Y, and Z if you do it today. No, it's all about keep the process and the journey and the relationship going, Jason. That's all relationship.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And it's keeping that relationship going. If you get down to the area of deal making and you get down to the area of pricing and because you want the sell, that's not soft selling. That's not the area, and the I don't think that is really selling. It's just discounting because you're all of a sudden against it and you want the sell, and no matter what you do, you're discounting it, and all of a sudden you belittle the product, you belittle the service that you're offering, and also you belittle your own credibility and trust. Because all the way along, we hope that we built the value, we've dealt with the concerns, we've done some wonderful storytelling about anecdotes about our other customers. So maybe it is to ask them which product or service do you like. So just do the alternative close. I know it's a bit, but help them to make a decision. But you don't do it in a hard way. You just do it in a soft, polite way, so they know that hopefully by that time they're interested in a product and service. Now it's just to match it in all areas. Is this the one that you'd like, or would you like the more expensive one, or whatever it might be?
But that's exactly it, Jason. You're giving them options. You're not just pushing them into a corner with one product, one discount, buy today or nothing. You're going to give them up. Again, Jason, go all the way back to your fact-finding process, your inquiry process, to learn their needs, find their pain points. Can you give them the pain relief and build a service to suit their needs. And then you give, I want to give you an option that suits price points to what your business needs, to what you can deal with all the other work on with. But here's the option, my best to help you find the solution that suits you, not a one size fits all, Jason. And that, to me, the whole soft sell is the whole way you like act during the course of the whole selling process or buying process for the customer's perspective. And it's all about their needs, Jason. And again, there's no stop. There's no, because even this whole like hard buy now or never, right? You've cut that off for a buy later, right? You've completely cut your hand off to spite your nose, right? Or the nose off to spite your hand, whatever way you say that, right? But you can tell I'm not feeling well.
Yeah, we're both feeling a little bit
Jason,
sick today, but we're still doing it.
yeah. And we push our bodies too hard with running and stuff. But the point is, Jason, like it's never no for me in a sale. It's either not now, it's never, it's buy now or not now. Never, right? Because people may want to come back to you. It may not just suit their needs at the time. They may not have capacity to deal with, or it may not be the right time. They'll be doing something else. So it's, you have to leave the doors open and you have to keep that relationship going. Because for me, consultative selling,
yeah, and I absolutely agree with you there. I think sometimes that's
salesperson. I think you're going in and out of it, Jason, but I was just saying that a delay. But what I was saying is with my father's business partner was the hard seller and my dad was the soft seller, right? Like my dad couldn't sell stuff that my business partner or his business partner could, because that's not how my dad worked. My dad was very ethical and moral in how he sold. But here's the thing, this guy sold stuff to people they didn't need, right? And that's what happened. And when you looked at all the figures for the end of the year, my dad would always on average bring in about 75 to 80% of the sales for the year, because he not only bought now, or he looked after the customer then, they'd come back. So if you did a hard sell, you may get one sell. You may not get a sale, but you may get one sale, but they'll never come back, Jason. And that's exactly shown, as I said, the example, looking at my father, 80% of the sales on average all the time, every year.
And that's a really good model to work from, because if you have a look at that and you did a soft sell of it, even if they don't buy now, and I think we discussed this before, they buy later, because what you have done is give them the ideas. You can go off and shop around anywhere you like. That's fine. I'm still here, but that's the price. If you are willing to work with me and whatever it might be, I can maybe add in half an hour consultative whatever on the side or whatever, but that's the price. So please feel free to go around and do whatever you need to do. And this is all part and parcel of the sales process. It is holding your ground, as we said last week or the week before, because you know your limitations, whether it's worthwhile to actually have a sale or not. But this is all part of being soft with them. Look, please shop around. Please go and check everyone else out. My door is always open if you want to do this. Like, and I'll give you a scenario. I had someone call me yesterday and tried to sell me in more insurance over the phone yesterday. And I just had a previous experience of this person doing the sales process to me, and they talked at me. They didn't listen to my concerns. They didn't understand. They didn't resonate. And at the end of the sales process, they opened up the laptop. They did all the stuff. They tried to get scarcity on me. They tried to do some emotional tactics on me, and it just didn't work. It got me annoyed. And that's the wrong way of doing things in my book. If you're starting to get someone uptight by doing the 1980s approach to double glazed sales, and that's where professionals like ourselves and lots of other people listening get a really hard time because they get these approaches and it's not the way to do it. If people don't want to buy, they're not going to reasons to buy and enough reasons to make the process nice and clean. And they come up with the ideas. Yeah, when can I have it? If you've done anything else, they should be asking you the right questions. When can I have it? What do I need to do? Where can I sign? I've had situations like that before in the past. They go, well, when can I do it? When can I do it? Or when can you deliver the training? And I go, I want it in 2 weeks' time. They go, well, sorry, cannot do it in 2 weeks' time. Big slammed at the moment. I have 2 months, but maybe 4 weeks I can actually put it in. So then you're negotiating, and I think that's where we went last week. So you're negotiating on a positive reason, but you will do whatever you can to put them in or slot them in. And that's part and parcel of being soft on this side of the sales process.
Yeah, no, that's exactly it, Jason. And again, what I want to really get the soft sell process starts at the very beginning, because if you're in that position where you're getting to the end goal, and you should know first of all that this is a hot lead with a good opportunity, high potential to get a really good project in for your company. And so you're only there because you believe there's a good chance, right? Because you've done your assessment all the way through. You've made sure you're only there because you believe there's a good chance. Otherwise, you should not be there and wasting your time, Jason.
Yep.
And then if you're very clever, whatever you're going to present on the final day, right, you should giving your contact there a little overview of what you're going to go through to make sure they're happy with that. You're going to give them the agenda and maybe a little bit more if there's going to be more stakeholders there. So you're clarifying and collecting the yeses all the way through. So really at the end of the day, it should be very like a 70-80% chance of getting the customer on board, right?
Yep.
And so now it's just about sharing that information with the stakeholders that are going to be in the room. And yes, Jason, you're going to be knocked off your guard. There's going to be people who are going to negotiate and all this thing as we talked about the last time. But it's important, as you said, to stay your ground, not be confrontational. But again, when people keep testing and questioning, I always go, well, I'd like to do a pilot study so we can do a concept offside, so it doesn't affect your, try it and see what, no strings attached, no nothing, and we can part ways. At least we tried to see, was there something, right? And that to me is always a great way of getting a small foot in the door.
And it's a small win as well, regardless of it is trial it before you buy. And like there's a lot of SaaS products out there where you have a month's trial of the product just to see whether you like it. And it's the same with every other service out there. Look, we'll just do a small pilot, small program. If you like it and it works and it matches both of our requirements, because it has to be a two-way street, after the 15 days, 30 days, or whatever it is, we would put plans into place, and then you can go ahead and purchase the whole amount. The other thing that I would suggest to do on top of this is, if it's a bigger stage process with the client, is to have a running document with them. What I mean by that is, on the first meeting, you share notes by Dropbox or by Google Docs or by whatever. These are the first meetings. I met Shay on such and such time. We discussed these elements. We plan to do this as the next step. So the next step is to meet Shay and Jason within the process. Jason is the head of whatever, and Shay's this. So it's all documented through. What we agree to do is this. And maybe within the running document, which is shared by both people and both parties, so you get a big picture of what's gone on. And then you might need to be bringing in the finance person. You might be bringing in someone else. But as long as you have a complete overview, so everyone knows where they're at. And the cool thing about these running documents is there's no escape, because you've documented everything down between 3-5 meetings, whatever, and they both have a shared look and view at this. So what do you think to that? And I think there might be a slight delay here.
I think there is. I think there is, Jason. I think we're in and out. I think the computer feels as sick as us today. But not about the run document, because I think that's great to create a real-time update of what's happening through the course of it. So nobody ever goes off sidebar. You keep online with everything. You tick the box. This is what we said we do. You tick it when you've done it and make sure expectations have been matched all the way through. Because once you do that, Jason, then you get to the end game. Then you can say, well, yes, did it work well or didn't? You know, and then if it didn't, where did it go wrong? Where could we improve on? So it's a great way of making sure that they see you as someone who cares about their needs and you're looking to deliver, and make sure you get those targets, those KPIs, those metrics nailed down for when you do go into full scale, like business with them.
Absolutely. I think that's a really good thing to do as well. Look, I think we've run to the conclusion today, and I'd love to carry on this conversation next time, just because we're having a few technical issues today, but that's fine. Any conclusion, any final thoughts for today, Shay?
Yeah, well, as I said, Jason, there's no such thing as never buy. It's not now, buy now, or not now, buy later, right? And if you do the hard sell, you'll never have that opportunity again with that client. Always keep that door open. Always look after them, not you first.
Absolutely. I completely concur with that. Always keep it quite friendly. Always have a running document. If you've done the sales process correctly, you probably would have trial closed it along the way just to test their interest, just to make sure that we're both online and we're all congruent with where we're actually going with the process. And always double check if they're 100% interested in your time, and wasting the time. And always soft sell. If you've done the process right, they will buy from you. So that concludes this episode of the Soft and System Size to Sales. We appreciate it, and we look forward to seeing you on the next time. Appreciate that, Shay. Have a great day.